Hello, and you're welcome to this class once again. I want to make a few more corrections in addition to the ones that we've made before. And this is always as a result of what we hear, like the kind of words we hear people use when trying to make use of the English language. Okay, this is going to be very short. Take a look at the things that we have on the board. I am very sure that you are conversant with these mistakes that people make. There are times you hear somebody say something like this, maybe while trying to show the degree of something or trying to show how big something is. You hear words like the most biggest. That what I saw there was the most biggest. I don't know if you have come across something like this, or most finest, or most shortest. People say this not knowing that they are using the wrong words while trying to speak English. Now let me tell you, in adjectives, there is something known as comparative and superlative degrees of adjective. That place where you see something like big, bigger, biggest, small, smaller, smallest. These are words, the comparative and the superlative. Let me tell you, whenever you have a word that has a comparative where er is added, for example, big and bigger, am I communicating? And then you have its superlative taking est, like biggest. Whenever you have such word and you want to show that there is a particular one of the highest degree of that, listen, you do not use most. Therefore, when you use most and biggest, it is wrong. It is tautological. You cannot use these two together because already the word big already has its comparative form, which is biggest. The only place where you make use of most is where that particular word does not have the est addition when forming its superlative. Take for instance, when you want to talk about beautiful, we do not have anything like beautifulest. We do not have anything like beautifuler. This is where you form the comparative and superlative by adding either more or most. This is where you see more beautiful or most beautiful. Where you add more is that place where you're supposed to add er. And you add most, at that point you're supposed to add est because beautiful cannot take this est. That is why you add this most to it. Therefore, if you have a word that already accepts er and est for their comparative and superlative forms, you do not add most and more to them. This is one. The second one, you hear people use this. I'm telling you that, look, whenever you want to say something, beginning a sentence with this am is always wrong. Because this is an auxiliary verb. Where is the subject of this sentence? You need to have that I. People always skip it. And people at a point, because of constant usage of words like this, people become so unconscious when they make use of this. It becomes part of them. You don't have anything like I'm telling him or I'm telling you. You must start it with I. That is the subject. That is the subject of this sentence. I am telling you. And we say this because in many cases we observe that students, as a result of having used this kind of words for long, it becomes part of them and they begin to use it even while writing official things, while writing exams, while writing official letters. They make such mistakes. Stop it at the point that you can still correct it. Then, apart from that, you also see this is just like what you have here. You ask a person a question and the person begins with "is because." A sentence cannot start with "is." This is also, yes, this is a verb, but a sentence cannot start with this because at some point this functions like an auxiliary verb. Now, you have to add the subject. It is because. This thing is important. And people should learn to try to make use of this so that it doesn't suddenly become part of you and you would not know when you use it where you are not supposed to use it. These are just the short corrections, the few corrections I wish to make. Remember, I said, or rather, we agreed that there would always be corrections coming from time to time in English language as a result of the way people speak. This is where we'll be stopping. And do not forget to share our page to help others to learn from what we do here and like our channel and subscribe to our channel, sorry. Thank you so much. This is where we'll be stopping.